Hi everyone, welcome to guided reading. So we are going to be learning, or we're going to be developing, hopefully you've already done a little bit of this, we're going to be developing our skills of sequencing. So our LO is to sequence events in a story, and sequence means to put together. So put in order, sorry. So we are going to be having a look at some extracts from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and we are going to be putting the events in those extracts in order. Okay, so first of all I'm going to show you how to do it, and then there is a worksheet for one more of these questions for you to do by yourself. Okay, so you can see the question above is in blue, so it says to put these events in order. Number 1 is first to number 4, which is last. So if you're putting them in order, it should go first thing that happens is 1, second thing that happens is second, third thing that happens is third, and the last thing that happens is fourth. Okay, so these are all events that are in the extract below. Cheese fell from someone's sandwich. Nobody would go to the basketball court because of the mouldy cheese. Darren Walsh got the cheese touch and the cheese went mouldy. So those are the 4 separate events that we are looking at. So, first of all, I'm going to read you the extract. I guessed it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all mouldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the courts where the cheese was, even though it was the only court that had a hoop with a net. Then one day, this kid named Darren Walsh, touched the cheese with his finger. And that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. Okay. So you can see now on this page I have separated each of the sentences. So this is just so it's easier for us to see. Okay, so what I would do as I'm going through it is I would add the numbers next to the events as I read. So, for example, I guess it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. So is that on our list? Cheese fell from someone's sandwich. Yes, that's our first one. So we put a number 1 in this box here because it's the first thing that happened. Right, our next sentence. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all mouldy and nasty. Is that here? It's actually our last one. The cheese went mouldy, so we'd put a number 2 there because that's the second thing that's happened. Okay. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though there was only one court that had a hoop with a net. Okay, nobody would play basketball. Yep, that's up here, that's number 3, so we put our 3 there. Then one day, this kid named Darren Walsh touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. Okay, Darren Walsh got the cheese touch, number 4. And then we've got another sentence which is not on that list. It's basically like cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. So that doesn't need a number because it's not on our list of events. I hope that makes sense for you. You can always, as I say a lot, you can go back in the video and watch it again if you need a little bit of extra help. Right, once you have listened to this video, I want you to go on to your worksheet, which is on the assignment, and the worksheet looks like this. So guided reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, your LO to sequence events in a story. And then I've given you a different extract from Diary of the Wimpy Kid, and I want you to go through it and put these events in order. So like I did, read the first sentence and see if that matches anything. If it does, you put a number 1 by it. If it doesn't, go to the next one and so on and so on. Okay, so it's just number 1 to number 4. Good luck, guys. I hope this doesn't take you too long. It shouldn't do. We're just refreshing ourselves on something we've already done, really. So hope you enjoy it. I know a lot of you really enjoy Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which is why I've chosen it. And we'll have some test questions later in the week based on sequencing with some extracts from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.